What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Ghetto coming back at you again, and I'm gonna let you in on a secret. This channel could have been an Apple product hood review page. Follow me. So as you can see, I'm no stranger to the Apple ecosystem, the Apple product line, and everything Apple. And today what I'm doing is adding a new powerhouse computer to the studio. Let me introduce you to my all-new 27-inch iMac Pro. Here is the main power supply for the iMac Pro. And here we have the iMac Pro keyboard and mouse, both in space gray, matching the beautiful color of the iMac Pro, which fits perfectly with everything that I already have. Now, turning the iMac Pro around to the back, we know that it has a 10 gigabit Ethernet cable for direct connection to the internet. It also has 4 USB-C ports and 4 USB-A ports. It also has an SD card reader and a headphone jack. Now, I do know that there are a lot of people that are going to say, why did you get that? That is completely overkill. All you do is make beat videos on YouTube. And that is very true. I do make a lot of beat videos on YouTube, but as a YouTuber, many of us know that beat making videos not only consist of making music and creating music, which does take up RAM and CPU, but it also entails a lot of video editing. And comparing this to my 2016 MacBook Pro, it gives me a whole new ceiling that I'm hoping is near impossible to reach. And my 2016 MacBook Pro was not fully maxed out. It did have 16 gigs of RAM and an i7 processor, which is fairly good, and a 1 terabyte SSD. Now the iMac Pro here has a 4 terabyte SSD, a 10 core processor, and 64 gigs of RAM. So yes, it is completely overkill, but that's exactly what I'm looking for, specifically when it comes to video editing. I have had problems because I have been able to peg the RAM and the processor doing some of my video editing. I'm hoping that the iMac Pro will eliminate that problem and also speed up my process. Okay, so now that we finally got everything hooked up, I'm gonna open up the MPC. I'm gonna do some screen recording, and we're gonna see how many tracks I can open, how many VSTs I can open, and let's see how far we can push it. I know I normally was able to get up to about 12 or 13 tracks before I started having issues when running multiple VSTs stacked on top of each other, but I really want to see how far I can push this iMac Pro and see how much I can actually get out of it. All right, we got our cameras rolling. Let's go ahead and pop the MPC open. This is gonna be fun, actually. I can't wait to see what this does. And I've noticed everything opens a million times faster. It's unbelievable how much faster everything is than using the MacBook Pro. All right, now that we got the MPC open, where do I want to start? I'm giddy right now. I don't even know what to do. Serum. We'll use Serum. Maybe I open up as many Serum sets or as many Serum tracks as I can and just try to see if it overload or something. Trying to think of something good. How can I really push this thing? You know, I just opened up a random preset in Serum. I have no idea what it even sounds like right now. I didn't even listen to it. So I don't know what kind of beat this is gonna be. I really don't care. I just want to test the limits. So Yeah, hopefully this is even recording the audio from the screen, because I definitely forgot to test it before I even turned it on. This could be a disaster. Alright, so we got one track. Let's go to track 2. Open up another Serum. No, matter of fact, I ain't gonna do that, because I don't want it to feel like I'm plugging Serum. But I do have a link to Serum in the description if you want to get it. But I'm going to use a variety of VSTs and just bounce around and find stuff and see how much I can put on it. I usually, on the Macbook Pro with 16 gigabytes of RAM, I usually was able to get between 7 and 12 tracks, depending on what the VST was. Let me open up some addictive keys. We go for that. So track 2 is addictive keys. Let's go to the Mark 1. Let's pop open Electra X now. SubLab, and I know I got it in a way high octave, but I'm gonna keep it like that. I just like it, so oh well. Now I'll just copy track 4 to track 5, which is still SubLab. So I'm gonna open up a new SubLab for the track. Alright, so I guess I'll go open up some drums now. Alright, so I'm guessing maybe I add a bass in there. Already got SubLab. We're gonna throw bass line on here. Yeah, 8 tracks so far. We're looking pretty good. It's getting kind of crowded. I might start trying to mix some over here in a little bit. I don't know. But we're gonna keep going in any case. If it end up sounding terrible, don't worry about it. I'm just pressing this thing, trying to see what I can do. And too many sounds stuffed in a small space, you know, it gets kind of difficult to control sometimes. I'm doing it anyway. Just for you. Just for you. Remember that. Doing this for you. Alright. I'm going to open up the machine inside the MPC. So we have the machine software opened up inside the MPC as a VST. It's actually the first time I ever did this. So bear with me a little bit at the same time. Let's go over here. See what we can find here. All right, here we go. Did it record that? 2.8 software, automatically recording. And since we already using native instrument software, figure let me open up Massive. Add that in here too. Keep it going. I have no idea what kind of sound I'm gonna use, but what I'm gonna do with this thing, we'll figure it out. And so far, we're getting into some business. Still screen recording. Everything look like it's still going. I ain't heard no glitches, no crackles, snaps, pops, none of that. We are now into track 9. I done got a bazillion VSTs open. One more. Keep going. I'm gonna make this thing crash on me. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna try to make it crash. I want to see. I don't even know what else to pile on this thing at this point. Open up scaler, drop that in there. We are now over 10 with this many VSTs. We have already passed what I normally do. So yeah, we're gonna keep overkilling this thing. It's just gonna sound like a bunch of noise by the time I'm done with it. Let's do this. So I know this is gonna be pretty big, and this should put a big hurting on this CPU. I'm gonna open up the region rack. I should be able to do something in there crazy to put some pressure on this thing. Oh, just gonna kill it. Just gonna kill it. Just taking a little bit of time on it. Might be having some problems opening up the region rack. I have to log into it. It's gotta authorize. It's gotta authorize. All right, so Spectrum is having an outage right now. I hate you right now. I really do. I hate you, Spectrum. So anyway, I'm gonna save this right where I'm at, and I'm gonna come back to it here in a few. Hopefully the internet issues will be fixed by then, and we will continue. Hey Spectrum, get y'all's life together. I'm in the middle of shooting a video, man. Always something. Always something. All right, so here we go. We back. Got everything in order. Finally got the region rack initialized and everything. So took about another half a day. But now we back in there. But just to push it even further, about to pull it up on the screen real quick. I already started editing the video. So that's running in the background as well. And we still have screen recording going on, and now we're gonna open up the region rack, which usually takes up a lot of processing power. Well, it did on the Macbook Pro. So see what we can do with this inside the MPC, along with everything else we already got going on. Now that we got so much going on, it's starting to get overcrowded. Let me try to mix some of these real quick, and then we'll keep going after that. All right, so we have 11 tracks going right now. I just went through and added a bunch of EQs and some compressors and things like that on all the tracks to kind of mix them a little bit and make a little bit more space so we can keep going. So now we are going to track 12, which will be our 11th VST instance. Let me find something to throw in here, and we're gonna keep it moving. Alright, so we got 11 VSTs, a whole bunch of compressors and EQs. So let's go to the menu real quick. The MPC is telling me we're using 22% of the CPU right now. That ain't bad, I don't think. So I just open Contact from Native Instruments. We also have Machine from Native Instruments running, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Now let's let me see where we want to go now. So I just opened Excel, and that makes the 23rd instance of a plugin that we have running in this session. And I'm just going to find something real quick. I'm not gonna do a deep dive into Excel. I'm just gonna find something real quick, play it, add it to everything that we already got going on in this track, if you want to call it that. I know it's a mashup of all kind of stuff, but like I said, we're gonna keep going. I really want to try to push this thing to the limit. This thing is still going strong. I don't detect any problem, no issues so far. Let me see, what do I got that's CPU intensive? Something really CPU intensive. Let's see what we can find on this one, because we are trying to push this thing. Let's try SoundSpot Union, see what that does for us. Pop it open so you can see it. Live stream, 15 tracks, 20 something VSTs. It just got done exporting a video that it was doing at the exact same time in Final Cut, or not exporting, importing a video that it was doing that in Final Cut at the same time. So it just got done importing a video. There's no way I would have been able to do all of that at the same time on my MacBook Pro. We're gonna go to the master, going to the master, and we're gonna put Ozone 9 on here. Ozone 9 usually takes up a massive amount of CPU. And let's see what it gets us once we start running this bad boy. First of all, before I can get started, the MPC is telling me it's running 23% of the CPU, which is right here, 23%. So go up here, pop Ozone out. With all this running plus Ozone, that Ozone done pushed it up, the CPU up to about 70%. So it's getting up there now. Now it's finally getting up there. That Ozone always takes a big chunk of the CPU, especially if you run it on a session like this. Normally you should just be running it on a 2-track mix down, but when you're running on an entire program like this, in this manner, it does eat up a ton of CPU. So we are at about 70% now. By the way, it's only using about maybe 15% of the RAM. And that's also showing that up here on the MPC screen as well. So basically what that tells me, like if I take a lot of these tracks and bounce them down to audio files, it wouldn't be nowhere near as much CPU being taken up. But like I said, I would never be using this many plugins and this many different VSTs all at once. Usually at the most I only get around maybe 7 or 8 tracks depending on what all I'm doing. On my MacBook Pro, I wouldn't have been able to get even close to what I'm doing right now. And the only reason the CPU is hitting as hard as it is right now is because I have this Ozone 9 running on top of everything. You know, if I didn't have that, it would still be at 20, 23, 25% or so. So outside of Ozone, we have 24 tracks and about 25%. If I multiply that by 4, I can probably have like 90 VSTs running at the same time before I would hit the ceiling. I have no plans on getting anywhere close to that, but just knowing that I could do that. And also, like I said, I still have screen recording going on, and I also have Final Cut running as well in the background. This thing has a lot of power, and I'm happy with my decisions right now. Appreciate everybody for watching. I can't wait to see what I can do with all of this stuff. I'm out here.